Hello friends, welcome to Sai Academy. I am going to discuss about a physical phenomena known as photoelectric effect. As the name suggests, photoelectric is made of two words, photo plus electric. So, photo means photon, electric means photon generated electric or electrons. So, this phenomena is basically related to the emission of electron because of the photon. As per the classical physics, light, that is electromagnetic radiation, is a continuous, and when this continuous light falls on any metal surface, the electrons embedded in it absorbs the energy provided by the continuous light, and when this energy becomes sufficient for the electron to leave the metal surface, they get ejected. Until this energy accumulated by the electron becomes more than the binding energy, they are not ejected. But it is known by the experiment that when the light of weak source, that is weak light source, falls on the metal surface, the photoelectric effect also happens. So why it happens? Because as per the classical assumptions, when the intensity is not sufficient, the electrons should not be emitted. That means there is something which is controlling this photoelectric effect. And that is the frequency of the incident radiation. So, classical physics fails here to explain the photoelectric effect for the weak light source. Weak light source. Otherwise, if it is true as per the classical physics that when the electron accumulated sufficient energy during enormous time, it would eject it would get ejected from the metal surface. But experimentally, at the low light source or weak light source, electrons also get ejected immediately within nanosecond. Further, in 1887, Hertz itself discovered this phenomena, photoelectric effect. And prior to Einstein, in 1905, prior to this 1905, experimentally few observations were made, namely, if the frequency of the incident radiation is smaller than the metal's characteristic frequency, no electron can be emitted regardless of the radiation's intensity or brightness. That means there is certain frequency nu naught, and if the frequency of the radiation is lesser than this nu naught, known as the threshold frequency, electron can't be emitted. But if the frequency of the incident radiation is more than the threshold frequency for the given metal, here given metal, that means every metal has their own threshold frequency. So for a given metal, if the frequency of the radiation is more than this threshold frequency, the kinetic energy of the emitted electrons increases with the intensity of light. Second point, no matter how low the incident radiation intensity is, electrons will be ejected instantaneously. That is, there is no lagging of the incident radiation and ejection of the electrons from the metal surface, and this small time is equivalent to nanosecond, 10 to the power minus second. That means very instantly. Now the next point is the kinetic energy of the ejected electrons depends on the frequency but not on the intensity of the light, and the kinetic energy of the ejected electrons increases linearly with the incident frequency. So these are the experimentally find results, and classical physics fails to explain the ejection of electron from the metal surface because of the incident radiation with low intensity. Inspired by the Planck's discrete quanta concept, Planck's discrete quanta concept, Albert Einstein in 1905 proposed the concept of photo quanta known as photon. Therefore, he assumed that light is not continuous as per the classical physics. It is made of corpuscles, which is photon, and each photon carrying a discrete energy value which is frequency dependent, that is h nu, where h is the Planck constant and when a beam of light with frequency nu is incident on a metal surface, each photon contained in the radiation transmits all its energy h nu to an electron near the surface. In this process, photon is instantly absorbed by the electron. Thus, the electron, irrespective of the intensity of the incident radiation, get ejected. As I told you that each surface has its own threshold frequency, so to overcome this barrier, electron have to have the energy greater than this barrier energy, that is known as the work function, that is denoted by phi. Work function and is equal to h into nu naught. So if h nu, energy carrying radiation, is incident on the metal, that means if the kinetic energy of the electron is k, then h nu is equal to k plus phi. So in that case, k is equal to h nu minus phi is equal to h nu minus h nu phi naught, h nu naught is equal to h nu minus nu naught. That means kinetic energy of the electron increases linearly with the incident frequency nu. So if you plot this kinetic energy graph, so negative interception on the y-axis, that is equal to the h nu naught. Maximum kinetic energy the electron can get after ejected will be equal to h nu minus H nu naught. Now the kinetic energy is positive when H nu is greater than H nu naught, and if this condition is satisfied, the photoelectric effect occurs. Thus, if the stopping voltage is V naught, then E V naught is equal to K max is equal to H nu minus nu naught, implies that this stopping voltage required to stop the electron therefore Einstein formula explain all these photoelectric effect phenomena and clearly help in the development of quantum mechanics. So friends, this is for now. I hope you enjoyed the video and learn about the photoelectric effect. If you like this lecture video, support us, subscribe the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get the latest videos first. Thank you.